And so when you look back on the 10 different SPACs you've worked on, what are some of the top lessons? If you were to speak to somebody who's potentially become a sponsor, what are the kind of top lessons that you've learned over time?
Sure. Well, as you might have known me, and I'm a big believer in. I like to talk about my failures first, as opposed to my success. So I've had a lot of failures in the SPAC game, but I think through those failures, I've learned a lot, and I became a better SPAC sponsor. So some of the lessons that I learned were like number one, some of the companies that we looked at, they were not public ready. And some of those companies were just like really highly valued in the private markets. And, we took them public at a very high valuation. And I personally felt that, those companies were not ready to be public companies. So I think that's number one. Number two, I would say was like the management team, which takes me back to my earlier point. I felt like although they were great managerial people, but they were just not ready for public markets because public markets comes with their own sets of rules and regulations. So you need to be on your A game all the time. You need to deliver message to your investors on your quarterly calls. You need to make sure your financials are in order. You need to make sure you're having a constant dialogue with your investors, keeping them educated, and all your other stakeholders just to ensure that what are you up to, what are the updates, so they exactly know what's going on. And I think lastly, I would say having the right sets of investors in the SPACs and in the overall transaction. I feel like if you don't have right investors, right strategic, right long-term thinkers, that does not pretty much yield well for a company when they're in public markets. So I feel like a mix of all of these things have really made me a better SPAC sponsors and also set me up to sponsor better SPAC and do better deals.